the lack of care from the elites who run the United States of America. They just don't seem to realize exactly where we are, or if they do realize where we are, they're okay with it. And of course, that is the answer, isn't it? It's not really that they don't care. It looks like they don't care. The truth is, this is what they've always wanted. They've always wanted a collapse of everything good and decent in this country. Now, maybe you're sitting there saying, that's crazy. Why would they want that? They're a part of it too. No, they really aren't. When the fiscal collapse gets here and these people blow everything up financially, they're all millionaires, billionaires, their friends are. The truth is they're going to be fine. You won't, I won't, but they're all going to be fine. And so they don't give a crap. I wrap your mind around how insane this is, and I couldn't get this off my mind this weekend. I've been stewing about it. Remember Joe Biden gave that presidential address last week? Now let's pause for a moment. That's a big deal. And this is what I mean. Very few times in any president's presidency will he address the nation in that way. In what way? Sit behind the Resolute desk, call up every single TV station and say, hey, I want you to stop all your regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to give a speech to address the country. That, no matter if you're a popular president or an unpopular president, you only get so many of those as a president. Those are rare because eventually, if you don't say anything huge, the people don't care and the TV networks won't carry it. So when a president addresses the nation, stop the presses, the World Series, that's not the World Series yet, but the playoffs and the Bachelor, the whatever people are watching, everything must stop because America must hear me speak. That's a big deal. The times that's been done in the past, presidents, Republican and Democrat, it was always a big deal. Which brings us to Joe Biden's from last week. He cuts in on everybody's TV programming and addresses the country, and it was for Ukraine money. It wasn't for the border, the financial situation, and it really wasn't about the whole Israel thing that has everybody up in arms right now. He used that for money for Ukraine. And then this might be the best part of it. After he sits down to address the nation, again, that's a big deal, and that's a signal. This is critically important. He sits down and he tells all of us, I need all of your tax money. We have to send it to Ukraine or Putin wins or something like that. Then he did this.
Mr. President, have you heard anything about American hostages? Mr. President.
He went to the beach? So what was happening was so important that it required a presidential address, and then he promptly, I don't know, where's Jill? Hey, don't forget my extra diapers. I love the beach this time of year. And they promptly took off to the beach. Just ridiculous, people. And just so you think I'm not being partisan, although I am very, very partisan, Republicans do the same thing too. I realize everyone cares about this, but me right now. The speaker's race. Speaker of the House. Here's Michael McCall.
I have to say, it's my 10th term in Congress.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most embarrassing things I've seen, because if we don't have a Speaker of the House, we can't govern. And every day goes by, we're essentially shut down as a government. We have very important issues right now, war and peace.
We can't govern. I've never been this embarrassed. Okay. Now, look, maybe you do find it embarrassing that we don't have a Republican Speaker of the House, that this whole thing is a mess and kind of looks like a mess. I'm not faulting you for that if you think it's ridiculous, but you've never been this embarrassed? $1 trillion bill after $1 trillion bill sails through the House of Representatives with Democrat and Republican support. Democrat and Republican presidents signing trillion-dollar bill after trillion-dollar bill with the fiscal collapse now imminent because of interest rates, personal savings, and a variety of other things. And these people care the most about the speakership? Really? That's what got you? That was the moment you thought, man, it's so embarrassing. You see, you want to know why Joe Biden went to walk on the beach? We have Americans being held hostage, might I remind everybody. Americans are being held hostage in Gaza. But you want to know why Joe Biden gives that speech and goes and walks on the beach? You want to know why Republicans are most mortified that we don't have a Speaker of the House? The real reason why is none of these people genuinely care about the country the way you and me care about the country. I love my country, man. I love it. We were at a football game, high school football game on Friday night. And again, national anthem, some crappy little high school band goes out there and kind of half massacres the national anthem. They tried, but look, they're beginning. And still, the whole crowd, hats off, hands over their chest. You're looking at the flag waving. It's awesome, right? Land of the free, that note hits and you're just filled with pride. That's not in Joe Biden, any of the people in his administration. It's not in the Republicans in the House of Representatives. These people won't even retire when they should. We all watched Mitch McConnell freeze up on camera 8,000 times. This is the most powerful Republican in the Senate. Frankly, he's the most powerful Republican in Washington, D.C. Here he was with CBS over the weekend.
People wonder about your health. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm completely recovered and just fine.
You and your office felt the need to share and disclose some of the details about your health because of some of these public incidents. And the doctor here said there was no evidence of Parkinson's disease or a stroke or a seizure. And I wonder, is there anything the public should know that wasn't disclosed?
I'm in good shape, completely recovered, and back on the job.
So does that mean that you think you are able to continue serving and you want to continue serving here at a time when we are talking about incredible dysfunction in Washington?
I think we ought to be talking about what we were talking about earlier rather than my health.
They don't give a crap about us, about the country. Remember, right now, because of what's happening with the debt and what's happening with interest rates and the dollar and everything that's coming, there should be an all-hands-on-deck meeting in Washington, D.C., Democrat, Republican, all of them, figuring out how much we can slash and burn, what we can afford to keep, because fiscal collapse is coming. And none of these people care. None of them. Not a care in the world for the country I love and the country you love.